Whew. Hello. Clumsy artist. Ooh. So like I'm clumsy today. For some reason I have a feeling that I'm not gonna perform very well. Not that I say I will like usually perform good, but yeah. Hello, Saizo, I guess. Well, anyways. Today, hello everyone. Today, another practice stream. And topic of today's practice stream today, it'll be anatomy. So yeah. Blah. What? Where? So yeah. Yesterday we studied clothes and accessories, and today it's all about anatomy. Yay! Well, actually, the goal of this stream is just to improve step by step, like practicing fundamentals together. So yeah. Today is a Monday, so probably it's not very best day to stream. And not the best very like hour for the stream as well. But I promised that I'm gonna do stream today. I started a bit late than yesterday. Like an hour late, but I had my own reasons. So yeah. I like starting with the simple 3D forms because anatomy is basically complex boxes and some voluminous cylinders combined, you know. But I could just start drawing bodies without drawing. Like guidelines and all. But not using guidelines is a bit tricky. Because you have to consider a lot of things like bones, muscles, and the flow as well. Well, proportions of course too have to be good. I know some artists that like can draw without guidelines and all, like instantly, and even like one stroke of the like brush and they already have like perfect drawn body part, like hand or arm and etc. Yeah, so I'm going to start with a general body shape. And then probably I'm gonna move on to like more specific parts like hands or legs. But I'm not gonna use any pen pressure and just try to draw with raw lines. Which is a bit easier for me. I don't know how it works for anyone else, but the question, there is this stigma in the art community that you gotta keep, you gotta only learn anatomy from realistic bodies like a maniac 24/7 if you want to learn figure anatomy stuff. No, you don't have to. I mean, it depends what you're gonna draw. Like, if you're not gonna draw realistic humans or realistic art style, you can just keep doing that. You don't have to. I mean, I've saw some memes like random artists on Twitter and like person who actually studies anatomy, which for some reason looks worse than random artists on Twitter. But overall, I think it depends on your goal. Like, mostly I'm going to draw female characters and anime style, so I'm going to focus on that direction. But if I have to draw like male characters or realistic style, I'm going to learn on that direction, so it's that simple. I'm not saying that I mean, like, learning from real life feels like a bit difficult than learning from an artwork, for example. So because you have like lots of excessive details that you won't even consider while you draw. So sometimes it's just better to look at other artists' work. Also, you have to consider also stylization as well, because, well, anime characters, like, proportions are always, not always, like mostly are unrealistic. Like, they have perfect body, sometimes they have like bigger head or smaller hands and feet, or longer legs usually. That's like frequent things that artists tend to draw. Where in more realistic bodies, people usually have shorter legs, like shorter foreleg, if I can say that, and overall it looks more balanced. And it feels like they're overall shorter. Well, it depends on person as well. I don't know, if you want to draw perfect anime girls, it's up to you. Hey Fabian, so yeah, do you gonna study anatomy today? Well, not study. Practice. Well, somebody might study. Somebody. I mean, how perfect anatomy have to be on your drawings? I think when you think about how perfect it should be, I think you have to like make it like as long as it's like believable, doesn't have, and like regular person couldn't really see some flaws or like point out to a mistake or some parts that does look weird, as long as it doesn't have these things, it's good. But if overall anatomy looks weird, you have to reconsider like redrawing the whole body, like some proportions or perspective even, I don't know, foreshortening stuff. It could be various things that you have mistakes where like in your body figure drawing. Ask it because I'm actually an animator in the anime industry and my goal is also female animation. So I was kind of confused as to what should I focus on, though drawing male is inevitable. Well, maybe you're gonna draw much more male characters when you like when you're like animator, because well, I don't really know how animating industry does work, but I guess there is like people that have to draw background characters or things like that, or maybe subframes or how they called, I don't know. But good luck on that. If you're an illustrator, I mean, I think it's easier for illustrators because you can like, if you don't know how to draw males, you can just look at references and then just draw it when you have to like draw. And it'll be like a singular time when you're gonna draw male characters, and then you just will never draw them unless you don't want to draw them. Just like me. I like rarely draw male characters. So not because like, not only because I don't like drawing them, it's also they're less popular as well. I'm not really familiar with the animating industry. We usually do layout works as freelance animators. The tough part is drawing something from any angle. Well, it is general thing where all artists are struggle. Any tips for simplified ribcage and how to rotate it? I struggle so much on upper body, I don't have any idea how they work. Yeah, it is actually tricky. I know what I'm talking about because I think I did have same problem before when I was like drawing. So I think the easiest part to like when you draw, you don't only have like, okay, let's just talk about it. Let's say you have ribcage. Let's just draw a box to make it simpler to understand as well, instead of drawing ribcage. But you could also draw the ribcage, but when you draw ribcage, like it becomes smaller. I mean, smaller than this box because, well, you have to draw muscles on top of that ribcage as well. Well, usually. So you have ribcage and you have pelvis. So, I mean, feels like you're talking about rotation in this direction, on the axis of the pelvis, I guess, right? You're not talking about just rotation of the ribcage, because I mean, I think you could figure out that yourself, but what to do to make it more believable, I guess, or more accurate? Well, in that case, I think you just have to get a better shape of the pelvis, not just draw the box shape. I mean, that helped me. So you might draw pelvis like this, with its bumps, like this, like this underway shape, I guess. You don't have to even draw these lines. You can keep it like this, and you already have a almost ready body part, so you can use it. It doesn't always have to be X shape. Yeah, you can use just box, regular box. I usually use box, but I don't know, it feels easier for me to use box because I can just shape it into anything I want, like this. You don't have any bones in the stomach, so I mean, on the vertebrae, I guess, like spinal cord, and like that, but not any there's only internal organs here, so it bends easily forward, backwards, so yeah, there is no bones, so you don't really have to draw it like this. But when you connect them, you have to consider planes, how they usually look. So I draw I also draw ribcage like this, where you have this kind of space of the ribcage, box shape ribcage, I guess. So it is easier for me to apply, I mean, to add the shoulders to this. Later on. So you add these muscles if you want to, of course. And, well, what else? Trapezius, the neck, and clavicles as well. So you can even erase this spot and then make a smoother transition like this. And then I'll extend this like this. I'm sort of already have a nice transition from ribcage to the stomach part. The central part of the stomach usually just extends forward. So there's also let's just draw a line here. This. Well, it's not really that extending forward. It's just the planes you have to consider. I mean, for that thing you have to just learn anatomy, muscles and other stuff, and then you add legs to this construction. If I want to add legs like this. I guess you could do this. Like use this shape of the rib cage. Pretty nice shape. Like half a rib cage and half a box. Some sort of. Which display tab do you use? I use XP Pen Artist Gen 2. XP Pen 16 inch. How do you draw head from a box? I don't understand what the benchmark is. Drawing femboy arc. What if the ribcage overlapping? How do you draw that? Overlapping, like it's if you're looking from above, you mean? Or from below, like foreshortening? I guess I just have to consider the shape. I mean, your special like visual spatial awareness have to be in some sort of level to understand like how to place that. So you could just, well, I don't know, like place boxes on top of each other. Like this is rib cage and this is pelvis, or like this is pelvis. But if it's like, well, you don't want to place the ribcage on like perfectly on top of that pelvis. So like if you do that, your pelvis even won't be visible. So you just consider the perspective, I guess. I know it's easy for me to say that because I can like imagine the perspective in my head, but if I need to show it to you, let's say I'll draw like, this is my like canvas, for example, and this is my canvas, like, and I have to draw a body, like body figure in this canvas. So what I'm gonna start with, I try to think of the perspective first when I draw the body. Like when I draw the first box, like I draw box first, like before doing perspective. But I think like in my head, I'm thinking about like where the viewpoint is, like horizon line, like eye line, I mean eye level, yeah, eye level is on top of the canvas, so we see the canvas like from top. So I like think about it and I just draw the box. Like I think of this as a rib cage, and then maybe I'm going to place some lines to get like to understand this box easier. It's up to you. I don't know if you want to use that. Well, and then when I have this perspective, I like to like depict it on the canvas like this. So the lines, I'm showing it by using like lines like this, so we can like, I mean, it's easier for you to think about the perspective if you just use the guidelines like this. So you can see that, oh, so you can see the perspective is from the top. And ground is somewhere there, I guess. So it does look like some space you can draw in. It's even better if you use different colors for like for every like vanishing point of on the perspective. So I have like this room when I can like place the body. So I have like basic perspective understanding right now. So, but you can just not draw that. You can think of that in your head. Like you think that, like when you draw, you think about perspective in your head. Like you're trying to imagine it, and then you try to place the lines according to this perspective. So I think of a pose right now, like character is bending it like forward. So I'm gonna place, I think I'm gonna just try to draw how it would look in that perspective. So this is pelvis. You can't really see the stomach, but it is a bit visible, but not really. So I don't really have to draw that. So I'll just draw pelvis like instead. So I have like ribcage and a pelvis, and then I'll add legs to this. I don't really know the pose right now, but something like this, I guess. Maybe even like this. I don't know, maybe something like that. I'm trying to make it like it does have any right proportions, but I don't really know since I didn't do any like guidelines before that. But I can make it work if I keep like fixing stuff again and again, so it'll look like decent at the end. Not perfect, but it'll look all right, you know. You can make it work, kind of. So yeah, you can add hands, like arms, whatever. Like it's the basic understanding. Like this is how I usually do. Using boxes is like easier for imagining perspective, I guess. Like if I just draw like X shape, I don't really know like on what perspective is this, like ribcage on X shape. I don't know. It can be even be like this on top. I don't know, like from side. I don't know. It feels more random. You can't really rely on that, but I don't know. Maybe you can if you have to. If you already have your own grids of the perspective. I find using box instead of egg much easier, but my dotset ended up looking boxy. To prevent doing that, you can add more like lines to like lines of a muscle. It does look boxy right now, but I can just do this. Do this, do that, do this, do second, do the third thing. And it already looked like more of a ribcage shape, you know. You have like some muscles, like lats and whatever. And it does look like body. How to change the box to draw a bot is very difficult to teach me, because you are the only person who's similar to me that I can ask. Well, I mean, the butt. This is pretty weird. How do I explain even that? Like, I guess you have to know the shape of a butt, I guess. I don't know. It's pretty weird. Okay. Let me tell you one thing. I don't know, it might be obvious for someone, like for some people it might be not even obvious. Maybe some people are like actually getting their brains exploded, I don't know. But when you sit, like, let's say this is a pelvis, right? This is pelvis, and this is legs attached to that pelvis. And whenever, like, let me move this thing. Whenever you sit, when the character sits, pelvis doesn't move. Like, I don't know, like, I had a problem in the past. I thought like pelvis does rotate with the legs, like together, like this. But actually no, it's just legs are rotating. I don't know why, but this helped me to think of a leg like different body part than pelvis. Before I was like thinking this, like, they have to move together all the time, but no, actually no. They doesn't. They like different body parts, absolutely. So when you like sit, pelvis doesn't move. So you have to think of a butt is a different part of the body than pelvis, I guess. I don't know. Like, egg is a butt. Like, leg is a part of the butt, I guess. Like, this is one part of a leg, and this is a different part of a leg. So you connect them, and you have... you have what you have. I'm trying to be family friendly, you know. So the pelvic not move that much. Well, it does move accordingly to the ground where you're sitting. But if the ground is like, well, no, it doesn't really. I mean, the character can move the pelvis, but it's moving like independent from the leg, you know. I mean, legs are independent from the pelvis. I don't know how to explain it, but if you look at the bones, it'll be much more easier for me to explain as well. But a pelvic bone is very difficult to imagine as well and draw too. So I usually think of a pelvic bone like this. Like a bowl, half of a bowl shape with an open side of this part where the like internal organs are located. And let's say this is a place where the legs should be attached, and legs are attached to this part like this. like this. And well, this is a, they're just gonna rotate. These legs are gonna, like the leg bones are gonna rotate forward, backward, and they can like they can go this way as well a bit. Not much, only a bit. Well, you can think of it by moving yourself. Like you can imagine the pose when you do it yourself, like how to place the body and whatsoever, like how to move that body part. I don't know how to explain it. I guess it comes naturally with the knowledge of anatomy. So you have to like have basic knowledge of anatomy, I guess. So I do recommend like reading books, I guess. Once you get the understanding part, you try to seek how to draw that part. Like easily draw, or like simplifying some body parts. And then you're gonna improve bit by bit. So much that you might be even stop using any body parts. I mean, guidelines. That's so true. I had the same experience when learning how to draw hips. Yeah, I don't know why it happened to me, but I don't know. Like, it's pretty weird experience. So you just have to divide the leg from pelvic bone, like literal pelvis. Yeah, it is pretty weird that like it clicks instantly in your head when you think about that legs and pelvis are separate things. But for people even like if you like thinking that they're already like separated body parts, then congrats, you're not dumb. That was me. But I learned that pretty late, you know. It took me 2 years to figure out. Yeah, it takes quite a lot of time to figure out not only the pelvic bones and also the rib cage as well. You might have quite like lots of different experience with drawing rib cage. You might draw it like box shape or egg shape, and then you find your own way, like simplifying the rib cage. So you just keep using this method. I usually use box method. I usually don't even use any methods. I like to draw just without drawing any guidelines. I like to do this. Well, it does look weird right now, but if you use references, it'd be lots more easier. How you simplify external and oblique? Should I draw them to inanimate style? How do I draw dynamically? I'm not too new at anatomy. I can put the human form in proportion as well as the muscles, but I always struggle to comfortably put the forms in different poses. I don't know. I've been trying to figure out that myself, but I think just comes with experience. Like if you draw lots of gesture or whatever, like at some point you just something clicks in your head and you start to form bodies in your own head, and then just draw them. I usually just try to make outlines. But I've been learning this method of drawing, like, without any guidelines. Trying to make it more efficient and correct. Okay, let me answer some questions. How would you simplify external oblique? External oblique. I even forgot what it is, to be honest. Let me search it up real quick. External oblique muscle. Oh, this one. Yeah, it's just belly, basically. How you say? Well, I mean, you don't usually have to draw it. I mean, depends on the character most of the time. But if you're gonna draw it, you like try to think of the placement of the lines that are, try to define that, like that defines the form of the oblique of the belly. So like, let me draw pelvis again. Well, you just have to think of the placement of the belly button. I think that's the defining part. And you just you have like your point where you can just try to think of the other planes of the belly. So I guess there's also this part of the belly that looks something like this, like so. Usually you do all that when you like color, usually. Well, you can do this with lines as well. It's up to you, again. But yeah. Something like that. All right. Next question. I hope this answer is enough for you. Sometime when the body twists, oblique looks weird. I don't know how they are walk. Look at the references, I guess. This is because it has like there's lots of scenarios when it might look different from, like, depends on the angle you draw. So I place belly button where I like to twist the body. So like body twists that way. And sort of like moves like this, I guess. You also can place like some sort of folds on the body, right? When it rotates, there is like should be a fold in here. I mean, I think it does make it look like a little more believable. Like twisting. Like so. All right. How do you draw dynamically? Yeah, this answered. How many hours do you study so fast? So fast? I don't know. Like, I usually don't even study. I just do draw. I just draw usually. But I started this practice like series on my channel. I've been streaming like I streamed like 1 day ago, yesterday, and I did like various practices. For example, yesterday I did study some clothing, hats or shoes, and today I'm studying more like anatomy. And usually people doesn't even like at all like any closing studies or whatever. So I see some like people more interested in anatomy, but you have to learn it, like not only anatomy, you have to learn how to draw everything. Like if you're an animator, you mostly have to draw clothing, and maybe even some other things too, like I don't know. For an example, the gun. Maybe character has a gun, so you have to draw the gun as well. And like practice drawing guns and try to think of a like distinct gun parts that guns usually have, so you can come up with your own new guns drawing, and it'll be easier for you to draw. For example, like a pistol or a sniper rifle. Are you just grabbing image you like on Pinterest as practice, or is there a specific topic or website you like to use? No, I don't have any like practicing place. I usually just grab, like if I see any picture, like I usually study from real people pictures, because it is, well, they do have more details, so I can depict the details that I want to include in my drawing, in my reference, in my like sketch. So I don't know, my like Pinterest algorithms work like that. Like, let me try to copy paste one picture that I will like use in Photoshop, so you're gonna understand what kind of pictures I use. For example, like lady sitting in front, like in a, I don't know, in the ruins, I guess, and with the sky background. So you can use this as a base and then come up with their own poses, I guess. Like, I try to think of angles where the hand bends and the foreshortening parts, and then maybe I'm gonna draw this in some other angle. Like if I want to draw it from up top, and then if I usually do this when I like struggle with some body parts. Like if I like struggle with drawing these hands like that are in front of the legs or placed on the legs, I don't know, I just place the hands on the other place. Like right now I'm thinking of a pose, like sitting as well. My character is like holding on to like her arms, I guess. I think it's important to draw legs first and then the hands, or whatever. Like I can change the hand position anytime I want to. The arm position, I mean. Also, there is some things that usually happens to an artist And the most like thing that I usually do, I mean, I usually used to do is like I have a comfort zone of the angle I usually like used to draw in. I usually used to draw from below, like from angle, like when the character located like this. And all of my like drawings were from below angle. I was doing it unconscious, like it was happening even if I didn't want to do it. I just was thinking of a drawing and I was just drawing it like this. So I think you have to experiment with lots of angles you draw in. Like learn from a reference, for example, yeah. I'm thinking of a pose like this right now. Well, second hand probably wouldn't be visible, so I leave it like this, and I have like weird proportion here, I think. So I'll just keep fixing stuff that I like notice until it looks fine. Because probably it wouldn't, it won't look fine on the very first try. Probably. Perspective right here, a bit weird to be honest, but I could fix it as well. I don't know, maybe like this. But it would be easier and better like just to hide the second leg, and it also looks more natural, I think. Also this leg is a bit like weird looking. So yeah, is it better to copy the pose entirely to practice or draw it in different angle? I mean, if you can, you could. With the clothing makes anatomy hard to tell. Should I look up for the one that easier or less clothing? I'm not really sure. I mean, of course it is easier to like use the references where you can actually see the body behind clothing, but you can challenge yourself drawing the pose where like the poses were different, or references that are different. Hello, I'm watching your stream for the first time. I'm also a beginner, and I think I'm gonna learn a lot from this stream. Well, you're welcome. You're welcome. But I'm not gonna do anatomy streams all the time, right? You guys only want to learn from anatomy. This is a bit sad. But I guess this is how algorithm works, right? Even my most popular video is about anatomy. Where does the shoulder connect? Where does the shoulder connect? All right. It doesn't connect to the rib cage. It is like absolutely different body part from rib cage, or I think it even doesn't connect to the spinal cord. I think, yeah, it doesn't even connect to the vertebrae or spine to spine. I mean, no, it does connect to the rib cage, but not directly. It connects with the clavicle. Like, you have this clavicle. And you have this bone on the rib cage. I forgot how like the name of this bone. It was like sword or something. I forgot. But shoulders connect to this, the clavicle, and the shoulder blade that are located like behind. So shoulder blade connected to the rib cage, and like arm bone or the shoulder is connected to the shoulder blade. So I think it calls even the shoulder blade for a reason. And I think this is basically it. But I do get like drawing shoulders are like really difficult. I know that because I did struggle a lot with the shoulders. I think yesterday was one guy who was like struggling with the deltoids as well. I think the bone in the middle of the ribcage is the sternum. Yeah, it's called like that, but it's not important. So yeah. So shoulder connects to the shoulder blade and the clavicle. But it's really easier to judge from the bone. So when you're like gonna draw the actual shoulder, you also think of muscles. So yeah, muscles are important to learn as well in that case. But if you learn bones, it'll get like 10 times more easier to learn. Shoulder is hard, but the elbow is what breaks me. Elbow? I think elbow is super easy. I don't even have to struggle with the elbows. Like, I mean, if you get the arm right, like, this is the arm, I guess. Like that bone, like bone on the forearm, usually just, it's just I mean, not usually, it's just always the bone. I forgot the name of it. I think radius? Or ulna. I think ulna is the like elbow bone that usually sticks out. It usually sticks out when you like you're bent the hand. When it's like extended like this, it looks more of a like this, I guess. I don't know. Never had trouble with the elbow placement. I mean, it is so fluid and you can't even notice it that much. I mean, you can notice it, but like you can draw it however you like, you see or you feel usually. So it does look believable like most of the time, right? Because like hand, like arm doesn't have like lots of different twists, you know, it just goes in one direction. So it is pretty much easy. But shoulders are more like difficult because they can like go up, go back, like go like every direction, right? You can rotate it in every direction, so it is pretty difficult, I think. It also connects to the body as well, so it has lots of different scenarios with whether it can look different. But yeah, like the only like easy scenario where like shoulder can be easy to draw is just when lifting arm, I think. Because you can actually see the muscles when arm is like lifted. In this case, shoulder is like going back. Okay, this extends back in this case. But you can also extend it forward as well. You also have to think about shoulder blades when you draw. extended forward shoulder. But in that case, it almost looks like it's extending forward. I feel like this is the forward side. I'm just over complexifying the elbow as a beginner. I try to use as much anatomy as possible. Oh, you're doing that? I never done that, to be honest. Like, no. I think the only people who does that, it's only when you like trying to learn anatomy. Like when you do notes or something. But overall, when you like sketch, it's like super complex if you do that. And it takes so much time if you just draw the bones and you're adding muscles on top. It's like time consuming thing to do. Let's try to not do that if you cherish your time. But for the sake of learning, maybe it's okay. It's better to learn how to simplify things before trying to over details. Yeah. Simplifying is like, no, I mean, it depends on what you're doing again, but yeah. You have to learn how to simplify or just copy from someone how to simplify. But it's end up looking different all the time when you simplify, which is normal. Which most important landmarks you think is important to learn as anatomy beginner? Important landmarks. I mean, there is lots of landmarks, I guess, but as I showed before, it's like on the like belly, lots of landmarks, like just shape of a belly if you want to like learn. Like there is like 2 pits, some sort of, and there is also this type of landmark. I mean, if you learn the muscles and the planes on the body, you'll just naturally will become pro, I guess. I don't know. I usually do this type of landmarks, like for the clavicle, on the shoulders, and there's also like this part of the shoulder deltoid, I guess, and it's going like this, I think. I mean, most of the time, you don't even draw these, like, when you draw a character, because it wouldn't be visible, but there is some landmarks that usually female characters have, like clavicles, are they usually visible in the female fit characters. So it will make them more feminine. Some sort of landmarks like this. But there's lots of landmarks, like I don't know which ones are better to remember. I think you have to learn them all, but you naturally learn it when you learn all like muscles and bones, everything about anatomy. And when you use them, when you try to simplify some parts of the body, you like draw them if you want to. And if you don't want to draw them and it looks alright to you, you just skip it. Because there is lots of things you might not draw, not include. It's like, it depends. It's like, when you do more details to your character, like, yeah, the more mistakes you'll do, probably. Like, the chance for doing mistake is getting higher every time when you add more detail. Because when you add one more detail somewhere, some part of the body might look weird. Like if I had a hand here, like arm, I wouldn't know how to draw the second arm. But I guess arm wouldn't be extending like this, probably it would be like, I don't know, like this. Second arm even wouldn't be visible. I mean, yeah, I guess it wouldn't be, I don't know. after learning anatomy, you probably will think, I mean, like you learn anatomy and then you just start to draw people over and over. But you'll realize that you can't even draw anything else. I mean, you could, but you don't have any idea what to draw. Usually, that happens when you like learn anatomy. So you start learning everything. Including perspective on how to draw some props, clothing. And what's the point of learning anatomy if you don't know how to draw clothes like the way you want to? Because if it end up looking bad, it'll cover the anatomy, good anatomy that you've drawn. And in the end, you'll have like bad drawing. So then you'll start learning how to draw clothing. So I think it's better to learn everything together. So in the end, you could at least do drawings you want to draw. Most people usually just rush anatomy without learning anything. Even the box drawings. Women learn anatomy to make our figure look realistic enough and then make it look good but mostly proper. We learn anatomy to draw like people. But yeah, you're right. I mean, like you learn anatomy to learn how to make it simpler later on. I mean, I think you have to learn anything, like basic understanding in anything will help out to draw later on, even if it doesn't. Complex drawing, complex anatomy, it will be easier to draw later. mean, if you think about it, when your goal is draw a beautiful face, for example, you want to draw how to draw it accurately. With that, you want to make it look beautiful via accuracy and stylization. So it all kind of sticks together. Also, how to connect arms to the torso and overall proportion behind. Right. I don't know. I usually judge proportion just by my own eyes and feeling that some part looks odd or not. So yeah. But connecting part, well, I don't know, man. Feels like I don't even have to answer to that. Do you often mirror your drawings? If I feel like the drawing looks odd, then I do it usually, yeah. Like when I draw the face, like let's say I draw the face that looks that look into this direction, I guess. Well, it like odd part usually happens with face usually. Okay, let's say I draw the face. Oh no. And to open a new window. Right. I mean, if it does look weird to me, and it looks like this, in this case, it a bit looks a bit like weird. And if I couldn't understand like what part is it like weird to me without flipping it, I use flipping tool. And I feel like overall shape is a bit weird for me right now. But faith itself, I think, I don't know, it feels pretty well balanced. Like it does lay on the same plane. Maybe the ear here a bit weird looking. But I think overall it's alright. I mean, it's alright. The cheek might be a bit too flat. Yeah, I think it's okay. I could have like do it like this, but I don't know. Also this part a bit like looks weird. I think because of the eyebrow, like could it maybe the chin is a bit too back. I mean the cheek part is like, I think it's preference. I usually don't like to extend it much. How about a little game? If it comes to faces or gestures, we could try to set a vibe emotion you want the viewer to have to after look. Are they like happy, sad, joy, whatever? I think I need... So basically I have to draw the face and viewer decides what is that face is showing or what. Or viewer have to set the vibe and then I try to make a face based on that. It's like this. I could try doing that. I think I'm pretty good at expressions. Okay then, let's try it. Give me an idea. Then I get to draw the face based on that. Cheeky. Yeah, let me try to do it after this face. Cheeky brat. Cheeky brat. All right. I think I have an idea. Maybe something like this, I guess. I think I need new canvas. I mean, new layer. Oop. I don't know, this is what comes to my mind, I guess. This face makes me think of an old Toho meme. He. Next, how about like the anxious? Can you give me like scenario for being anxious? Maybe I could think of a better expression in that case. Like, what would happen to the character that character would feel anxious? I think that will be better to, I mean, easier to imagine. Yeah, context. Context everything, it's easier, like. Because I can like place myself in that character's place and then try to imagine how it would feel like. To be honest, whenever I think about like anxious feeling, maybe like bocce comes to my mind. Like whenever I imagine a character that feels anxious. About like schoolgirl waiting for Spanish from school, getting bad mark for. All right, let me make that into a scenario. I would be terrified, not anxious. I was gonna say stream like this quite educational. Well, yeah, when you like draw something, you have to think about the context as well. Are you using a reference? Reference is my chat. I was given a scenario, I'm just using my imagination. Goodbye, John Michael Carlos. See you around, I guess. Hello.